Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. Um, gosh, the View started at one hot topic about leadership in the Democratic Party and how there just doesn't seem to be any. Um, which was an interesting topic to start on, given the fact that their guest was Chuck Schumer, who is the Senate Minority Leader and technically the senior ranking member of the Democratic Party. Because I think he holds higher than um, I don't know. Anyway, um, and it's interesting because they're coming messaging coming from the Democrats saying things like there isn't going to be a single charismatic leader that will bring us out of this. That the Democratic Party is you, meaning the voters. Um, I get all that. I mean that it is us, but that whole idea that like they're just sort of they seem to be giving up saying, you know what, we're not really good at this, so don't expect us to be good at this is kind of sad. And then Schumer came out and he gives this explanation, which is the same explanation he's been given. I don't think it's the whole story. Um, and I honestly don't even care how true and accurate what he's saying is. I was not in any way inspired by what he had to say. I didn't feel in any way confident um, that he has the uh, energy, drive, or stamina to fight the fight that we need to wage against this autocratic regime. I mean, I'm just going to keep saying this over and over again. We've lost democracy. He's ruling by edict. He's not paying attention to judicial rulings. A judge said that the dismantling of U.S. aid is unconstitutional, and it needs to be reinstated indefinitely. And they're not going to do it. Um, so this idea that somehow by standing up to the continuing resolution, which he never actually answered the question, what does CR mean? It means continuing resolution. He explained it, that it continues to fund the government. Um, we're going to get to the same place anyway. And by voting for it, you are agreeing to the things that are in it, which are terrible. And he admits that they're terrible. And I think the thing that he said that was, I thought, the most telling is that he admitted that they were going to blame the Democrats for letting the government shut down, which isn't what would have happened. They just didn't vote for a bill that they had no say in making that would have been really dangerous. This is where I feel like they give up. We don't know how to message that, so we'll just go along. That's pathetic. And he calls himself this great leader. I thought Sarah's question, whoever handed it to her, was smart. How come you couldn't get more than 9 senators to vote for you? What I would have liked to have known is how come you hung the House members out to dry? All those House members in swing states that agreed because everyone agreed they were going to stick to this plan and not vote for that continuing resolution, and he reneged on them. Nobody asked him that question. Um, but he him saying, we would have worn it. That's just admitting we're bad at messaging and then saying, oh, we're getting much better at the digital. Are you fucking kidding me? And how many times did he use the expression kettle of fish? This is the problem. I love old people. Great. I love people that have done great service for their country for a long time. But your time has passed and you don't have the ability to fight the way that we need to fight, to inspire us the way we need to be inspired, to give exactly what Oprah, what Whoopi said at the end of the show is to give us hope. You don't give us any hope that you can actually fight this regime. AOC does, but you keep sidelining her. And this whole idea that Amy Alyssa Farrell Griffin had that's like, oh, they're too beholden to their progressive base. The Democratic politicians are not beholden to the progressive base because they all have moved to the center. And we're all mad because we don't want to be there. If you're talking about fighting for universal health care, if you're talking about making education more affordable, if you're talking about lowering prescription drug prices, if you're talking about all those things that seem to be um, you know uh, gun control, very popular uh, uh, policy issues with the American people, that's what's considered really progressive in the far left. If we could run on those, we could win. But the Democratic establishment, which is corporate Democrats that are taking money from the same places that the Republicans are getting it. Let's not get that confused. Like part of the Democratic Party's problem is that they're as much for keeping the status quo as possible and not making things better, while the Republicans have now moved to a party that are just going to destroy the government. And he keeps saying to give tax cuts to the wealthy. It's not just tax cuts. It's destroying the economy so that they can buy everything, they can own everything, they can take over all of the public services and own them, which makes the services worse and more expensive. They don't want to just dismantle the government, they want to run everything and own everything. So he can't even message that properly. I like these polls that are saying it's only like 9 or 10%, but people saying they see AOC as the leader of the Democratic Party. She's now going on tour with Bernie into these Republican areas. I think that she can fire people up when people actually hear her speak and what she has to talk about, and how incredibly educated she is on all of these topics. I'm wondering if she's using this as sort of a test run to be like, how much national attention can I get? How much uh, traction can I make? And if she's thinking about 2028 if we ever get to vote again. But um, what we can't have is what we do have: a geriatric leadership problem that doesn't even believe that they have the ability to message properly to their constituents and the electorate. That's just pathetic to me. Whoever got a hold of Tim Walz during that campaign and made him tone down should be shot. Don't shoot anybody. I'm not advocating anybody die. But that man's a firecracker, and so relatable. And I think he's the one who said there's not going to be some charismatic leader. He's a charismatic leader. And maybe there isn't one, but maybe there's a few. And the Democrat establishment needs to stop squelching their voices. It's not Hakeem Jeffries because he keeps quoting the Bible. And I don't want to hear that. Stop courting the middle. Stop being afraid of the right. It's that's just sad. Um, and that's I think what we're looking for. We're looking for inspiration. And Chuck, you are not inspiring. I'd like you not to be the leader.